Man, what's up, y'all? Say, man, I gotta be honest with y'all. We started a little late today, man. We had a little technical difficulties around here, man. So look, we started a little late. We probably go in on time or go over a little bit. Hopefully, we be all right with it. But yeah, man, we out here, man. Sorry for starting a little late, but we out here. We getting it jumping, man. Hopefully, y'all Monday is starting out fine. Yeah, man. You know me. I'm always the one. I'm y'all know me by now. Don't act like y'all surprised it happened. You knew it was gonna happen. But yeah, we out here, man. Look, be the first to come in on this video. Y'all see it on the screen. I want y'all to say something. Please say something. Please shout out your boy, man. Let me know you watching. Let me know y'all out there, man. Let me know how you doing, man. Definitely want to know how y'all doing on this Monday, man. After all of the stuff that I have heard and experienced through this weekend, man, I want to know y'all okay. Because, man, you know, the Boston thing, the shoot-ups, man, and people committing suicide and just stuff going on, man. Just send your boy a shout. Just say what's up, man, or how you doing, or anything. What's up, Kentisha? How you doing, man? Good to have you out here. Definitely appreciate you speaking, man. I want y'all to know that we love y'all from here at the podcast, at the Chatterbox, man. We love y'all so much. Y'all see my boy on here, man. It's your boy Shelvin, man.
Your boy True.
And your boy True, man. That's how we speaking this truth on here, man. And we speaking honest. We speaking honest, you know, because everything ain't true that comes out of it, but we honest about it, man, because it's true to us, man. I ain't go like Scarface said, even when I lie, I tell the truth. It's honest to me. That's what he meant. It took me a minute to figure out what Scarface meant when he said that, but after I thought about it, I said, oh, I get what he's saying. Because it's honest to me. This is what I truly believe. You know what I'm saying? It might be a lie, but it was honest to me when I said it, man. But yeah, man, we love y'all out there, man. Hopefully y'all Monday is going well. Hopefully it wasn't too overwhelming. I know I got up a little heavy this morning. I don't know about y'all, but I got up a little heavy this morning. So y'all be in prayer for us, man. You know, as we transition over into the next season of our life, man, the enemy is trying to attack us. He's trying to discourage us. He's trying to dismay us. You know, you got people moving from different places to new places. You got jobs. You transitioning from one job to another. It's just a transitioning season. And you know, it can get hard, it can get rough. But I encourage you, do not get discouraged, do not turn back, keep going. You are halfway there, might as well finish. If you're halfway there, which means you got you're the same distance from where you going than from where you came. So you might as well keep on going. You might as well keep on pushing forward, huh, man? Yeah. Ain't no reason to turn back now, man. Let me encourage you real quick to keep on pushing, man. Last week we talked about insecurities in relationships, man. Be honest, man, it was really, really good, man. We talked about the ways a person can be insecure in a relationship and not even know it, man. A lot of us, we discovered that we might have some trust issues. We might be a little paranoid. It was some stuff that we said on that definitely helped us out, man. Do me a favor, man. Like and share this, man. You don't even gotta like it. Just tag somebody so we can watch it together. You ain't gotta like on it. I don't even do this for likes. I done learned to quit. I'm not even gonna keep on asking y'all to like on it. A lot of people just don't want to push the button. But tag somebody on here, man, so we can have a conversation. You probably ain't talked to them in a minute, but tag somebody, man. I definitely want to have a conversation with y'all because y'all my peoples. Y'all my peoples. Y'all know us better than anybody else. We all know each other better than anybody else because we peoples. Y'all my people. I don't care where you from, what you doing. You my peoples, and we got to have a conversation. We are a positive platform and want to be a voice for the voiceless. You got a voice on this show. I don't know about all the other shows. I can't speak on no other show, but you got a voice on this show, and we encourage y'all to let your voice be heard. Ain't nobody gonna come for you. Ain't nobody gonna come through the screen and get at you. Ain't nobody go DM you. If they do DM you, let me know. I will, reject them from the show. They won't be allowed on here anymore, but I will do a little investigation. We won't just cut people because you know how people are. People are messy. They be like, well, somebody DM me, and, it won't even be all that. So, we will investigate it before we cut them. But we will not tolerate any bullying on the Chatterbox. And that's for sure. But how y'all doing on tonight, man? I hope y'all enjoyed the segment last week. What's up, Tamara? What's up, Tamara? What's up, sis? Good to see you. What's up, Char? What's up, Char Shalonda? Good to have you on here. What's up, my peoples, man? Got my peoples in the building. It's going down tonight. Ain't no telling what might happen. Something might happen, and we might get the capping. Hopefully not get the capping, but you know how we get when we get together. It gets exciting. We get to going hard. But man, we started a little bit late. Sorry about that. We were having some technical difficulties. The machines wasn't acting right. They just wasn't acting right. The devil had been trying to stop me from doing stuff all day. Matter of fact, I didn't even do the wake and bake this morning. I just didn't. People calling me, hey man, you overslept, didn't you? Nope, I didn't oversleep. I was just laying in the bed because sometimes I just got to let the Lord minister to me. Yeah. I can't always minister to people without hearing from the Lord. And so I woke up this morning about 4 something, and I was finna get out of bed. I promise. You ever had that moment where you were fenced to move, but God said, be still. He come to you like your daddy. He said, be still. I need to talk to you for a second. And for a second, you just laying there like, what we need to talk about? You ain't saying nothing, and images start flashing through your head, moments start flashing through your head, scenarios start flashing through your head, faces start flashing through your head, and God is just reminding you of all the moments he was there watching what was going on, and he didn't say nothing at the moment, but he chooses this moment to give you everything that he has to give you. That's what I was going through this morning, and so I wasn't asleep, y'all. I didn't oversleep on the wake and bake. I want y'all to know that we will be back in full effect in the morning, but this morning, man, I just had to let the Lord minister to me. I encourage you to, when the Lord start speaking to you, you just lay there and let the Lord talk. Don't try to over. And it was, it was a little rebuttal, because I was like, well, God. He was like, yeah, be quiet. I'm talking. You know how God can make you be quiet sometimes, because we got to be obedient to the voice of God. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we're gonna get to where God's taking us. A lot of us, we hear God, but we don't do what God tells us. That was me. That was just me.
I agree.
That was y'all too. That was y'all too, man. Y'all did that too. Don't get all shy up over here, man, because we talking some real stuff, man. We talking real. A lot of y'all done heard what God said and was like, well, just give me a few more seconds. I'll do it in a minute. We don't even do it, or we just ignore it. Some of y'all got a calling on y'all life. I ain't finna go there on this show tonight. I'm not finna go there on this show tonight. We gonna talk about what, we can drive that vehicle tonight, but I ain't gonna drive that vehicle on y'all tonight, man, because I want to get into what we gonna talk about, because we already 30 minutes into the show. But I definitely want to talk about this, man. You ever had something that you wanted to do, but for some reason you had so many scenarios of how it was gonna work out that it never actually got done? So many. You just sitting there thinking about all the possible ways it could go wrong, all the things you need to make it go right. You trying to get it all the way perfect. That's just me too.
I'm with you.
You try to get there, fam, and you trying to push it. You thinking about it. You like, man, I want to do it, but man, what if this happened, or what if that happened, and what if this person don't show up, or what if that person don't show up? Like who really got my back if I do this? This why this segment of the day is called "Stop Thinking So Hard." I know, right? I know. Look, I just want to encourage y'all. I know that you got something on your mind. I know that you got a vision in your heart. I know that you got something that you don't. Nobody want to get complacent where they at. Ooh, that didn't hit you, Doc. That didn't hit you. I heard it. It hit. Stop thinking so hard. Stop thinking so. It is not that critical. We got to stop thinking so hard. See, if we think too hard, we'll get caught up. And what happens is, because a lot of us are there right now, this is a season of transition. And anytime we're transitioning, we're always worried about how it's going to be when we get there. We stop focusing on the journey. We stop enjoying the steps, because God said the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. He didn't say how fast your steps was going to be. He didn't say how many steps it was going to be. He just said he was going to order them.
Right.
In other words, God is going to structure them. But sometimes we don't let God be God in our situations. And so we end up doing what we're doing. We start thinking so hard. Think so hard that we done thought about everything that could possibly go wrong and nothing that could possibly go right.
Right.
You ever been there before, Doc? Man, a lot of us, we got to get to a point where we just believe God so much that we start walking by faith and not by sight alone. We got to get to a point where we believe God so much. Man, Calvin, you ever been in a place where you was like, man, I want to do this. I want to say this. I want to be this, but I just don't know exactly how to get there. You got so many directions, so many paths, so many routes that you don't even know which one to take. Right. Man, it gets crazy, huh, Calvin?
Yeah. Actually, man, I didn't start my business until, it's funny that it's not funny, but the pandemic forced me into where I am today.
Wow.
Yeah, I was supposed to start this business back in 2014.
Right.
And because of exactly what you're saying, am I good enough? Do I know enough? Do I know enough people? Will people trust me?
Right.
Are people going to pay me?
Right.
There's so many people out there that are so much better than me.
Wow.
There's so many other people that are available. I mean, am I even really worthy of asking for people? I mean, there's just so many questions, so many questions that I just was like, well, I just ain't gonna do it. I just do this for a grade, create this business, and going about my way. But there was still a need.
Wow.
I just met with a church, man. To be honest, I just met with a church last week, and they say, we really bless you. We're really grateful for you, grateful for your heart, because I'm for the smaller church.
Wow.
They felt because they were like, well, we're way out in Little Elm. We don't think you're going to drive. I don't care if you was in Oklahoma.
Right.
If you got a passion for it, you got a passion for it.
Right.
Because if you answer, there's a quote. I'm going to say this quote. I don't want to be all over the place. There's a quote that I came across today by Jeff Bezos that I told my mother. It's a powerful quote.
Say it.
The quote is, you can either have a job, a career, or a calling. If you answer your calling, you'll change the world.
Wow. You can have a job, a career, or a calling. And if you answer your calling, you could change the world. Man, see, a lot of us get so caught up in what this is what it's known as. I want to give y'all what the quote of it, what the cliche of it is. It's called the paralysis of analysis. That's what it's called. It's called the paralysis of analysis because we get stuck. We get unmovable in progressing. Let me give you a description. It describes an individual or group process when overanalyzing or overthinking a situation can cause forward motion or decision making to become paralyzed. To become paralyzed, meaning that no solution or course of action is decided upon within a natural time frame. So it's going to take you, and by the time you done made up your mind, okay, it's time to move, the whole opportunity done passed. And we got to I'm trying to answer my calling. Amen. Amen. You got to answer your calling. You got to answer your calling. If that's what you got, if you got a calling, go ahead and answer it. Don't worry about how it's going to sound when you pick up the phone. A lot of us, we'll look at the caller ID. You saw it smiling, you know it. A lot of us, we'll look at the caller ID, and what we'll say, oh, I know who that is calling. I don't know if I want to talk to them. see, if it's a spam call, then you already know not to answer the phone. But when you see that number on the other side of that phone and you know who it is, you talking about, shoot, nah, I'm going to call him back. You ain't going to call him back. You know you ain't going to call him back. But that's what we do, though, bro. We get we saw something else, man. But it's the paralysis of analysis. Yeah. I ain't the only one guilty of it. Calvin, you ain't the only one guilty of it. We all have been in a place where we have had so many questions that we never even started moving. God done drop something on us, drop something in our spirit, and the only thing we got is questions. Well, how I'm going to do this? Why I'm going to do that? How I'm going to do this? Now, forget all that. Start moving. A situation may be deemed too complicated and a decision is never made or made too late due to anxiety that that a potentially larger problem may arise. So you looking at the situation right now and you thinking about, well, if I start pursuing this, then there's going to be a bigger problem that I might not even know of. Right. Problem with that is, let me tell you the problem with that is, it might not even be a problem on the other side of your answer. It might be the life-changing event that changes not just your life, but everybody's life that's around you. But a lot of times we get so caught up in the paralysis of analysis that we don't even move forward. It's crazy. It's crazy. Look, they got this story, right? Got this story. It's a story. It's a fable about the fox and the cat. Fox and the Cat. Tell y'all this story. It's a really good story. I don't know if y'all heard it before, but it's a really good story. I just found out about it today. I love the story. It's a really good story. It says the fox boasts of hundreds of ways to escape, while the cat has only one. Fox boasts in hundreds of ways to escape, while the cat has only one. When they heard the hounds approaching, the cat scampers up the tree, while the fox, in his confusion, was caught up by the hounds. The fable ends with the moral: better one safe way than 100 on which you cannot reckon. Better one safe way than 100 on which you cannot reckon. See, you sitting up there thinking about all the ways you can do this, all the ways you can do that, every which way it can go wrong, all these things. You need to just think of the one thing that you all to think about, and that's the plan that God has for you, because God said, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not harm you, to bring you to an expected end. Quit overanalyzing something that God's already put in your hand. You'll be just like the children of Israel. What happened with the children of Israel when God told them to go take the land? They sent spies. Wow. They sent spies, right? They sent spies over there to do what? To assess the land. They still analyze it. They still analyze it, trying to see, okay, can I get what God has told me I can have? Then they come back, and guess what their assessment of after going over there and seeing what was over there? They say the land is good. The fruit is good. The grapes are huge. But it's some big old people over there that's way bigger than us. In our minds, we are like grasshoppers to them. Because they overanalyzing the situation. They thinking too hard on it, Twan. True 102. We got to quit thinking so hard about the situation. You got stuff, even in relationships. We overanalyze relationships because we done been through enough bad relationships. We don't want to step into another one, so we stuck in the middle. I don't know who I'm talking to on tonight, but listen, you got to make a move. There you go. You waiting on God. You waiting on the move of God. Like my pastor always say, you waiting on the move of God, but God's waiting on you to bust a move. Sometimes you just got to take a step. Sometimes you just got to jump off the ledge. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do in order to figure out, at least I tried. Right. At least I did something to try to pursue what I had in me. A lot of us, we have stuff in us that's golden. But what happens with it, we don't never expose it, so it goes from golden to just dirt. It goes from golden to something worthless because we're not using it for what it. I don't care what you say. If you're not operating in something, if you don't use something for what it's intended to be used for, it is deemed worthless. And how many times are you going to deem yourself worthless because you're not using what God has already given you? I know. I'm talking to somebody tonight. Like I say, I don't do this for likes. I don't do this for likes. I'm trying to push somebody into their purpose. Just know this, I'm the purpose pusher. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to shove you. I'm going to trip. I don't care what I got. I'm going to push you to what God's taking you. If it takes I don't have to get the victory. See, my victory is watching you get yours. I've already got the victory because I know that God is for me. I ain't tripping about it. I'm good on my side. I'm just trying to push you on your side. I'm the purpose pusher. I gotta push you. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Don't come at me. Don't get mad. Don't get frustrated. I'm designed to push. see, I'm designed to get you where God's taking you. I'm just doing my purpose. The purpose pusher. You know what I'm saying? And I love pushing people to where they need to go. I love getting people to their destiny. I love watching people smile after they thought they couldn't do it and get the victory. You ever seen somebody smile after they thought that it was going to work out bad? I was watching my son the other day run track. Yeah. Man, run track. He said, man, I'm running against one of the fastest in our race. Got out there, took off. It was tight for a minute till they came around the curve. After the curve, my son just took off. I don't know what happened to him, but something hit him. Man, he took off and he got the victory. And man, you should have seen his face because he was he was kind of stuck in the paralysis of analysis, but he didn't realize that once he started moving, something started happening in his favor. See, the reason you're not getting what's happening in your favor is because you're not moving. Right. You got to get to moving. You got to get to doing some stuff. We get so caught up in the paralysis of analysis that a lot of us we end up going to the graveyard with success in a grave with us. Our success story dies with us because we never move on where God's told us to go.
I can agree.
So I got a question. So what do you say to those who understand that they're stuck, but their fear of failure exceeds their motivation for success? The paralysis of analysis more often than not stems from fear and anxiety that is just keeping you bound. So yeah, I know I'm stuck,
right?
But I just can't move.
Well, I say this: you'll either be stuck here or take the possibility of being stuck there. It doesn't matter. The thing about it is you got to have enough courage to move. You can't get stuck in a place because you're going to end up settling. When we get stuck in situations, we end up settling and we never receive peace or happiness. And the problem with us, we spend a lot of time in places that God never called for us to dwell in. I'm just trying to tell y'all right now, you got to quit spending mortgage payments on places where you should have paid hotel fees. I'm just trying to help y'all real quick because God didn't call you to stay at that place. The vision wasn't supposed to stop you. The vision was supposed to push you. And the moment we start questioning how we go get there is the moment we start questioning the person that gave it to us. And God's not the kind of God that tortures you by giving you a vision that you can never get to. That's not the kind of God we serve. God says, I know the plans I have for you. He says, I can do exceedingly abundantly and above anything that you can ask or even imagine. We just got to get it in our mind, the kind of God we serve. You understand what I'm saying? I know that fear is going to come, but God didn't say you won't be afraid. He said, take courage, for I have overcame the world. You got to understand what kind of God we serve. He's bigger than anything that we can ever imagine. I guarantee he's bigger than anything that you could ever imagine. You don't have to worry about your situation. All you got to do is worry about your disposition. Yeah. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. You spend so much time worrying about your situation when all you got to do is change your disposition. I guarantee you, if you change your perception, if you change the way you looking at it, you'll change the way you feel about it. And all you got to do is change the way you looking at your God. Because anytime you're looking at your situation and comparing it to who you are, it's going to always look bigger than you. I guarantee you, you'll never look like you can do that. But as soon as you take yourself out of the scenario and put God in the mix, I guarantee you, your situation's going to change. You're going to say, you know what? I can do all things through Christ Jesus. Not by yourself, through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. You got to know who to do it through. A lot of times we don't know who to do it through. We put ourselves in the scenario. We put ourselves right there and say, we can get the victory, but you gotta know who to put. See, you can't do it by yourself. If you could do it by yourself, God didn't give it to you.
Definitely.
If you could do it by yourself, it wasn't from God.
You couldn't do it by yourself either.
You thought you could, right? Right? But a lot of times that's the arrogance in us sometimes. Sometimes we get a little prideful and we think, okay, I got this. And the moment we lose the situation, the moment the situation goes bad, we lose our sanity, we lose our mind because now we feel like we're less than when you never could have done it by yourself anyway. You're not less than, you actually realizing who you are and who you're not because you're not God. See, we got to realize that sometimes we just got to look towards the hills from which cometh our help. I'm talking about even in relationships, even in job ventures, even in business endeavors. Everything in our life has to be predicated by who God is.
Right.
If God is this, then I can have this. A lot of times we don't take what we're supposed to take because we don't realize that God's already given it to us. And so we're fighting for something that all we got to do is show up and have. You preparing for a war that God's already won. You are up all night, paralysis of analysis, up all night.
You had a confidence like the Hebrew boys had.
Man.
To the fire.
Man.
Yeah.
Say.
That's what made them not bad because they had confidence in who they stood on, which was God.
Bruh. Let me tell you something. And that was something, I was talking to a very wise man, my Uncle LD, bro. And I was talking to him, he off the chain. I don't know if y'all know my Uncle LD, but if you never met my Uncle LD, you got to get to meet him before you go to heaven. I promise to God. You got to get to meet Uncle LD before you go to heaven.
Meet him when you're there.
Man, or meet him when you're there. But if you meet him when you're there, y'all might get kicked out. Because my Uncle LD something else. Nah, he cool dude. He cool dude, man. Yeah. But we were talking one day, and the Bible says that as the Hebrew boys was getting taken to the fiery furnace by the mighty man, the heat from the fire killed the mighty man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they still ended up in the furnace.
Yeah.
Because
either they walk themselves in there or
what? Sometimes you just gotta walk yourself in there, man. Say, let me tell you something. Because
it's like grabbing somebody say I'm gonna shoot you. You grab the gun and do
it. Man, truth be told, there's been some moments in my life like that. But
oh God.
I say, man, there's been some moments in my life. But you gotta have so much confidence in God that even when the people who were trying to put you in the situation die, you still have faith enough in God to say, you know what, this was my situation to go through. Because sometimes you gotta realize this. Even though the mighty man was burned, the bounds were still holding him.
Yeah.
And sometimes the bounds won't be released until you in the situation.
Right.
You wondering why God putting you in the fiery furnace because he's trying to free you from all that old thinking.
Trying to burn the bounds.
He's trying to burn the bounds off you. And now you can run around in the fire which was supposed to consume you, but now you celebrating in something that should have ate you up. People looking at you like, man, how in the world did they make it through that situation and didn't lose their mind? Yeah. How in the world did they make it out that situation and still standing on their feet? What in the world is she doing with a smile on her face? You ever had somebody look at you after they know you went through something and they see how you stand and they see your pause, they see you not shaking, and they looking at you and they wondering how in the world you still got so much confidence after a situation like you went through, and they don't realize all the other situations that made you strong enough to go through that situation. And so now they looking at you confused because now you done came up out of there looking all good, smelling all good, and they know you went through something. Yeah, that's what you got to realize. That's what kind of God we serve, because you go through some stuff. Definitely. You gonna go through some stuff. But I was just telling my people the other day, the only way that people gonna know your testimony is if you tell them. Because you just not gonna look like what you've been through. Yeah. But you gotta realize the kind of God you serve. The paralysis of analysis will have you stuck in a situation that God never called you to dwell. It's just a hotel fee. It's just a night. You gotta realize that. And a lot of us get stuck there because of what Calvin just said. Fear and anxiety. And that's okay to be scared, but you got to have courage enough to keep moving. You got to realize that if you're not scared, then the situation not bigger than you. Yeah. And if the situation not bigger than you, that ain't God. That ain't God. And if it is bigger than you, then you got to realize the God you serve is bigger than that. And if he said you can have it, baby girl, you can have it. Baby boy, you can have it. Matter of fact, it's already yours. You just got to show up. Paralysis of analysis will have you stuck in a place without receiving what God has for you. Look at what happened to the children of Israel. What happened to them? God said, you know what? Since y'all ain't got the faith that y'all need, I'm going to let y'all walk around 40 years on a 4-day, 11-day journey. I'm going to let y'all stay in this place of doubt because y'all don't have enough faith to believe where I'm taking you is yours. Yeah. Wow. See, God just wants you to show up. God just wants you to show up. He doesn't want you to be complacent in no relationship. I'm talking to somebody on here. You ain't got a like on it. Look, don't worry about it. We on the podcast, bro. We can come back next week. We can come in. They can't kick us out the show. Yeah. We can say whatever we want on here. But I just want to encourage y'all because I know I'm in somebody's living room right now. I know I'm dancing on somebody's kitchen table. Yeah. But don't worry about it. My feet are clean. Believe me, Jesus washed my feet. But let me tell you something about the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God can move some mountains out your life that you thought you would never be able to climb. You ain't got to climb them. All you got to do is call on God. Man, I don't want to preach on here tonight, but I'm just trying to help y'all get past this paralysis of analysis because I know that we in a transition season. And in transition seasons, we always get stuck on what ifs. Yeah. Granddad used to say, if it was a fifth. Oh, yeah. Oh, you knew my granddad. If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I'm so glad that if not a fifth, because if we live our life according to the if, how far are we going to go? If we live our life according to the if, it's a 2-letter word. One of the biggest 2-letter words I've ever experienced in my life. But what if this happens? And what if that happens? Forget what ifs. Who is your God? That's what I do know. I ain't got to what if that. I know that the God I serve is able.
The only what if you got to do when it comes to that is, what if I rely on God?
Ooh, give me some. What if I lean
this time
on God on this time? Yeah. What if I let God have this situation? Why do we let that what if stop us so much? Just turn that what if around. That's what I say. Perspective. Paradigm shifts, the way we approach stuff. I guarantee you, we was talking about this on the podcast. Delinda had brought this up on the podcast. I mean, on the Wake and Bake one morning. She said, get out of that got to mindset and get in that get to mindset. Because when you in a got to mindset, it's always heavy on you, right? I got to go to work.
Feel obligated.
You feel obligated.
Get to,
I got to go to. I got to be in this relationship. Yeah. I got to go home. I got to. Man, you don't got to do nothing, but you get to do everything. You don't realize how many people don't got a job. How many boo-boos ain't got no boo. How many? Man, you don't. You don't realize how many people want kids but can't have none. You don't realize what you get to do. And once you get into a got to mindset, you gonna miss your blessing. Don't you miss your blessing because your mind not right. Don't you miss your get out of that stagnation and get to where God's taking you. God always calls us to move. He always calls us to move. You ain't never seen nobody stand in one spot and get everything God has for them.
Right.
Name one of them. I'm not a theologian. Don't worry. I'm not a theologian. Y'all can teach me tonight. If you show me somebody in the Bible that stood still and got everything that God had for them, you just showed me somebody new. Don't worry. I'm giving y'all a few minutes. Put in the shoulder lean on God. Hey, shoulder lean on God, Kentisha. A lot of times we be shoulder leaning in the club, but shoulder lean on God. Give God a little bit of, put some respect on my name. Yeah, put some respect on my name, because I'm the same God who got you out of that bad situation. Yeah. Remember that situation? I'm that same God that pulled you out of that dark moment. Remember that dark moment? I'm that same God that's going to get you past this paralysis of analysis, because, baby, if I dropped it in your spirit, then I'm going to put it in your life. All you got to do is put it in your mind, and it can become your reality. I said this on the Wake and Bake the other day. Our words, our thoughts become the words or the seeds that are planted in the garden of our life, which becomes the fruit of our reality. I know, right? That's deep, right? You got to realize what you speak out your mouth will ultimately become your reality. A lot of times we not speaking, we not thinking right for one. Therefore, we're not speaking right for two. Yeah. You don't realize that everything that you got in your life was spoken. Everything you got in your life was spoken. It was either spoken by you or by somebody else. And the question is, if everything in your life was spoken, then what's your speech like? Don't worry. Listen, I'm coming back next week. Y'all ain't got to worry about it. I'm coming back next week. Y'all can come holler at your boy if you want to. If I got you, if I hit you where it hurts, don't worry about it. It only hurt for a moment. I'm just trying to help y'all realize that the paralysis of analysis is nothing but a facade. Right. It's nothing but a con. Nothing but something that is put on you to make you think that you're lesser than. Nothing but something that's put on you to make you think that you can't achieve it. How many of y'all want to go to school right now but haven't went to school because you still trying to figure out the FAFSA stuff? You still trying to figure out, well, how many classes I'm going to have to take to get this degree? You still stuck in the paralysis of analysis. Girl, just go ahead and get in school. Bro, just go ahead and get in school. Don't waste your time figuring it out. Let God figure it. You just walk by faith. I'm telling you, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. You ain't going to order your step if you ain't stepping. If you ain't stepping, he ain't gonna order your steps. How can he order something that you're not doing? And what do you mean by order? I mean, he's gonna structure every step you take, and it don't matter how long you take on any other steps. Some steps take longer than others.
Then we gotta realize that if the mind is the battlefield, and if the mind is the battlefield, and you battle in the spirit, the enemy, when you engage in war, you first have to know your enemy's weapons,
right,
in order to know how to defeat,
right,
or what tactics or strategies to use,
right.
So if the mind is the battlefield, and the enemy uses, what's the word? What paralysis?
A paralysis of analysis.
Okay, enemy uses that to get your mind, which is the battlefield. He uses that to disable you, basically.
Right.
So knowing that, and you know the mind is the battlefield.
Yeah.
You know now going forward that anytime you feel that word, what is it again?
Paralysis of analysis.
Paralysis of analysis, then you know, hey, this is the enemy.
Right.
And you know automatically to change the perspective.
Change it up.
Yeah.
Change. I know, man. You that's good stuff. Change it. Yeah. Change it up, bro. You don't understand how powerful that is, right? They even have it in sports. I don't even know if I got some sports people on here or some sports moms on here that paralysis of analysis affects. Yeah. Watch this. Analysis paralysis is a critical problem in athletics. It can be explained in simple terms as failure to react in response or to overthought. Failure to react in response to overthought. A victim of sporting analysis paralysis will frequently think in complicated terms of what to do next. Don't worry, I don't know if y'all seen the fight this weekend.
Oh yeah, my boy.
Say, but I think he got stuck. Say, that paralysis of analysis of how you getting hit in places that you never thought you could get hit before. Say, man, let me tell you something. You ever stood somewhere too long and got hit?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Some of y'all talk trash. You ever talk trash to the wrong person, and before you know it, you had a little steam come across your face because you was standing there too long. You got paralyzed by the punch. Yeah. You didn't know what to do next. You like, hot dog. Somebody that hit me. I ain't ever experienced that, but some of y'all went through it. But I'm telling you, unexpected. You ever got hit with a situation in life? Mm-hmm. Talking about you in the house cooking and the lights go off. Everybody else lights on but yours. Yeah. You look up, you realize, oh, I didn't even pay the bill. Yeah. You got the money, but you didn't pay. Paralysis of analysis. You get stuck over, man, what do I do next? Look, life happens, but you got to realize that you got to keep moving. You can't stop moving because it gets heavy.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even realize that you've been carrying heavy all your life. It's just a different angle of heavy. And you don't even realize how heavy you are, how heavy you've been walking all your life. How many relationships are you carrying right now that when you hit a situation, you get stuck? Somebody looking all good, smelling all good, saying all the right things. You stuck in the paralysis of analysis. Because the last time you felt this way. Last time I felt this way, shoot, I don't know how that happened. I don't know if this gonna work out. Man, it could be good. And you know how people be. Well, if it's love, yeah. If it's love, you go put that in the hands of the atmosphere. You just gonna put the love in the hands. If it's love, then this finna happen. Then man, quit playing like love ain't magic. Love is work. It ain't magic. It's work. You got to work for love. Anytime you get in a relationship, it's work. Quit overanalyzing situations. When you get to a new job, all you got to do is read what is required of you. What's required of me on this job? Boom. Okay, this is required of me. I'm not worried about how they go act when I get there. I don't curl about none of that. I know what time I need to be there. I know that's what's required of me. If it's not on my job description, that's not my business. Don't ask me to do nothing outside my job description. See, when you operate like that, when it's written on paper, a lot of us don't have it written on paper. A lot of us don't write it down on paper. That's why you're probably stuck in the paralysis of analysis, because you haven't started putting it on paper where you can see it.
Right.
You got to have it tangible. You know, don't get caught up in the paralysis of analysis. God don't want you to stay stagnant. God has called you to do great things, but you so caught up in what could possibly happen. And God don't want you to stay there. Right. You got to find it in your heart to believe God. You got to find it in your mind to believe God. I guarantee you, once you start walking in faith, there are going to be doors that are going to start opening in your life that you didn't even have a key to, that you wasn't even walking toward. People just going to start asking you, hey, you want to come over here and do this with me? Hey, you want to do this for me? Hey, you want to do this? You're not even going to realize what's happening in your life because you just walking by faith. People are going to start walking up to you, just giving you their number. Here, I want you to call me whenever you get a chance. I just want to talk with you, have a one-on-one with you. There are things that are going to start happening in your life once you start walking. Yeah. That's why the paralysis of analysis is so powerful, because all the enemy wants to do is stop you from moving. Just think about it. Just think about it. How many times has the enemy stopped you from moving because of how your situation looked? I'm talking about literally paralyze you. Like, I just don't know if I'm going to make it through this.
I be having thoughts like, my thought be, don't necessarily be, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I be like, I'm not sure if this God. You know,
I know that's right.
I be like, so I be like, hold on. And then, yeah, we can proceed after that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I be like.
Definitely have a moment with God before you make a decision.
Yeah.
Nah, for real. Say, I be there too, though, fam. I be like, man, I ain't sure this God, but you know what? If it's God, then I know that all I got to do is be what God want me to be, and I'm gonna be all right. See, don't get caught up in wondering if it's God, because if it's God, guarantee He already know how He designed you. I was talking about this the other day on the Wake and Bake. See, you got to realize that a lot of times we try to assemble ourselves when we're not designed to assemble ourselves. We're designed to be assembled. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added. A lot of times we try to add stuff in our life before we ready for it. You know what I'm saying? When you putting together a bike, you don't put together the bike without the handlebars and then take off riding. You got to put everything on the bike before you take off riding. A lot of times we try to assemble ourselves, and then we end up assembling ourselves wrong and wondering why we having so much dysfunction. Now realizing that we should have read the manual that was in the box and not looked at the picture that was on the box. Yeah. A lot of times we get so caught up with the picture that's on the box that we don't even read the manual. You ever go?
I just talked to my granny and we literally said this. I was saying that, and then my granny was like, "Yeah, but when you try to put it together yourself, you always have to come back to the manual, meaning you messed up on some stuff, so you got to go back to God and get some more."
Right. A lot of times we try to put it together ourselves. We look at the box. We look at this other person's life. We look at this person's life. We look at this situation. We look at this situation. I want that.
Analyzing.
Right. I want that. Right. Yeah. Not realizing that we got to get to the manual.
Yeah.
Because you looking at the box, baby, you should have looked at what was in the box. Should have read the directions. You should have read the instructions. What's the manual? I know you wonder, what's the manual? It's the Bible.
It's the Bible, man.
It's the Bible. We are the only creation on this earth that has a self-taught manual that nobody wants to use.
Basic instructions.
It's the basic instruction before leaving Earth. And we would rather go to somebody who's broken to get ourselves fixed. I don't know what kind of stuff this is.
You can say basic instructions believers learn every day.
Right. It's the Bible.
Yeah,
it's the Bible. God. But a lot of us, we get so caught up in thinking that the Bible, we don't understand it. That's the paralysis of analysis. Man, if I open this book, where do I start? Do I just start from Genesis and read the Revelations? No. Please don't start at Genesis and read the Revelations. Please give it somebody. You need to give it somebody who can instruct you on how to read the Bible, who can help you get the basic fundamentals of the Bible and help grow from that. A lot of times we get so caught up in the paralysis of analysis, and I don't even know why this was so heavy on me, but I'm trying to push somebody out of some stuck stuff. You in a situation, you ever seen a cartoon where they be running and cartoon person put something on the ground, look like glue, and as soon as they step in, they get stuck. You right there. I'm trying to be the cartoon character to come right behind you and push you in the back. Boom. Go on, move forward. I'm your purpose pusher. I'm trying to push you forward. Say, Cab.
Over there.
See, happy last week. I had to make sure you was up this week because we finna get up off this thing. Listen, I love y'all so much, man. We got to get out of the paralysis of analysis. You can be anything you want to be. You can go anywhere you want to go. You can do anything that God has already gifted you to do. A lot of us have gifts that we're not even exposing because we're not sure if we sound right. We're not sure if we look right. You got a passion for something that God has been. I don't know why I'm so stuck on this, but somebody on here has a passion within themselves right now that they really want to do, but they're stuck. They're stuck in overanalyzing it. Well, what all do I need to do it? No, just start getting stuff. Just start walking it out. Start looking up stuff. Don't worry about it. Just start looking up stuff to go with it and get that stuff, put that stuff together. You got to start somewhere. Don't stop at what if. Forget what if. Matter of fact, scratch that, because can't die when could was born. Scratch that. Go ahead and start doing some stuff in your life. And I guarantee you, the moment you start stepping, God's going to start ordering. I'm just trying to help y'all real quick. I want y'all to get this in your spirit. The moment you start putting one foot in front of the other, that's the moment that God starts. See, God ain't moving while you being still.
And a small comment. Start replacing, sorry, allergies.
No, you good.
Start replacing your buts with ands. Learn that at work. Every time you want to say but, regroup, replace it with and then move forward.
Right.
Well, right. And I want to put out there too. So instead of saying what if, start saying when I start trusting, when I start believing in God, when I start when I stop doubting myself, when I just whatever. Yes, on and on. Just replace the what if with the when I.
When you change up the use of your tongue, you change up the trajectory of your life.
All right.
I guarantee it. Listen, I almost said that. When you change up the use of your tongue, you change up the trajectory of your life. I'm not going to play with y'all on here tonight. I almost said that, but we too spiritual right now. So I don't want to play with y'all. I don't want to play with y'all tonight because I know how y'all is. So y'all to go off on the deep end real quick. But I love y'all so much, man. I pray that this was good to y'all, man. Listen, you ain't got to like it. Just tag somebody, man. Let somebody hear this because somebody is stuck right now. And they're stuck in a situation. They're stuck in a relationship. They're stuck in a scenario. They're stuck behind a what if. What if can be a big old brick wall. When you look at your God and you realize if God be for me and you turn your what into a who can be against me? I'm telling you, you plus the world is always the majority. You plus God is always the majority. You plus God is always victorious. You plus God can always achieve it. You plus God is always successful. It may not come tomorrow. It may not come tonight, but I guarantee you with God, it's coming. It's coming. You just got to believe it. Stop being stuck. Don't overanalyze no more situations. Stop thinking so hard. Stop thinking so hard. It's not even that deep. It's not even that deep. If it's going to work out, it's going to work out. If it's not going to work out, dust the shoulders off, keep on going. Don't stop, though. Don't stop. Like Martin Luther King said, if you can run, run. If you can walk, walk. If you can crawl, crawl. But whatever you do, just don't stop. Now you got to get like who's that rapper? Don't stop, get it. Who's that? You don't know that? Y'all.
Uncle Luke, ain't
that was Uncle Luke. He said, "Don't stop, get it." You gotta don't stop, get it. I don't care what you do, just don't stop moving. Y'all know what he did. Y'all know who that was. Y'all know who don't stop, get it was. I don't care what you say, but whatever you do, you just move on, move forward. I don't care how much the past hurt. The future's better. The darker your past, the brighter your future. I can keep on going because I need you to move. Start taking steps so God can start ordering. That was Luke. It was Luke and Tisha. Yeah, I know how y'all ain't never always been saved. Sure, y'all probably listen to Uncle Luke right now. You probably got to play in the house. It's your birthday. You remember that? But that used to be the birthday song. For real. If you don't know nothing about Uncle Luke, you ain't from my side. I'm just saying, you ain't from my side. If you don't know something about the Uncle Luke and Two Live Crew and the Butterfly, you remember the Butterfly? Yeah. It's the Butterfly. Yeah, everybody, yeah, Tootsie Roll. If you don't know none of that stuff I'm talking about, you are not from my side. We gonna have to go ahead and school you. You know what I'm saying? Because that was with Don't Stop, Get It. I'm telling you, don't stop, get it. Yeah. Bro, that used to be live. Y'all don't want to play with me tonight. But say, check this out, man. It's your boy Shelvin, man.
Your boy True 102.
You got something to say before we jump off this thing, man?
Well, I say if Peter taught me one thing, Peter in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You don't drown until you stop trusting God.
Wow.
He didn't stop walking on water until he took his mind off the concentration of God. So as long as you keep your mind on God and stay focused and know, like you said, if God for you, then who could be against you?
No, that's what the Bible said. That's what the Bible said.
Oh, yeah, like the Bible said. You know what I mean. Yeah.
He just wanted to reiterate that scripture. Yeah, I don't know no scripture in the Bible. It ain't mine, you know. But man, let me tell y'all something, man. You got so many things waiting on the other side of your what if.
Yeah.
See, your what if can be the Goliath in your life that you need to defeat. And you sitting there looking at your Goliath like this Goliath, what kind of monster is this? This Goliath, he's a man of war since a youth, and I am but a you got to quit looking at your Goliath like Saul then was looking at it and start looking at your Goliath like David was looking at it. And David said, shoot, you hear me? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defeat the armies of the Lord? Yeah. And get this, he said the armies of the Lord, but it was David who defeated him.
Yeah.
Because you plus God is the majority.
Right.
Y'all didn't even get that. Y'all didn't even catch that. David defeated Goliath. Nobody else touched him. And he defeated him with a rock and told him he would go cut his head off with 5 stones in his pocket. I don't know what kind of faith that is, but if you tell me that you go cut my head off and you got 5 stones in your pocket, I'm gonna look at you all kinds of crazy. But he said, I'm gonna cut your head off with 5 stones in his pocket. You tell me what kind of faith that is. That's the faith of knowing that the God I serve is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above anything that I can ask or even imagine. As a matter of fact, that rascal came to the battle with your weapon in his hand. Don't worry about it. It was your weapon that he had in his hand that you used to cut off his head, because in this next season of your life, your what if, your Goliath is about to be slain, because everything that God has for you is on the other side of your what if. Jump, swim, crawl, walk, fly, whatever you do, get there. I mean, in my Bernie Mac voice, I don't care what you do, just get there. Get there. For real. Love y'all, man. Hey, we got to get up out of here, but, man, I hope y'all been helped tonight. It's your boy, Shelvin, man.
Your boy, True 102.
Man, look, I appreciate y'all for cruising through and chatting with us. Say, next week, come back. We go chat it up. Peace.